in the game. You know, he does lack a lot of mobility, but we are actually going to be seeing the Rosalina and Luma from Dabuz 4 today. They're going to be starting off on Battlefield, and yeah, this is goes on Battlefield. How do you approach? How do you get in when you just constantly have a hitbox?
Already using those landings with Luma too, it allows him to be so safe claiming space while even retreating with these aerials.
Yeah, Incineroar also just lacks a lot of the burst to be able to overshoot when Dabuz does go for retreating aerial, so more often than not, he's going to have to be so patient with how he does close in space. But honestly, having Revenge as just like a little bonus mechanic to your favor, it's going to be so huge here.
Up B Raw, immediately using that Revenge charge to get a little bit of damage, get rid of Luma. But this is the problem. Now you've got Triplats and Rosa with the disjointed down air. How can you actually shark when you don't have disjoints on your side?
You have to bait, and you have to try to get up around to the sides of Dabuz, right? You have to find a way to be able to bait out that down air, but when your mobility is so limited, at the end of the day, you're just going to have to maybe catch a landing and not shark in the air so much.
I do dig the preemptive up B immediately going as high as possible so that Dabuz just cannot guard your landing. But look at this, 6am going from corner to corner. The edge trapping has been phenomenal by Dabuz. Good neutral B to get rid of Luma though. Now what can 6am do an advantage?
This is a really good position for them right now because now Dabuz, once again, no Luma on deck. They're controlling the ledge. This is one of the few parts of the game that Incineroar can actually confidently control until Dabuz gets that.
Exactly. Great confirm right there. 82% is kind of the danger zone here. Rosalina, a light character, and then Sin, known for having a ton of power here.
Yeah, now 6am is at the point where they just need to find a way to be able to set up the situation again, but that's definitely no easy task, right? So they're just taking a second to wait, maybe trying to see if Dabuz will throw out a really preemptive, maybe a bit of a hasty option, but they're both playing so patiently.
And I think Dabuz is doing a really good job of kind of working around Revenge. When Incineroar has it, you can get rid of it by grabbing them, by dealing a set amount of damage, or by waiting a set amount of time. So when 6am has that charge, Dabuz just is not on the ground.
Oh no! That was going to be it. That was probably going to be it, but then Luma came into play. Of course, you have to be careful about pummeling Rosalina and Luma. Always, always, always.
Tries to connect the back air, but Dabuz so agile, just using his mobility and his floatiness of this character to just dodge away from 6am's options.
Being really patient out of the corner here, just inching space, not really dashing in too aggressively, going in with a side B. Using up B to armor through up air and land successfully is so smart.
Agreed. But now 6am finds himself in another awkward spot. What can he do against this re-grab situation? But Dabuz a little bit too slow with that down air. 6am gets back for free.
Oh,
this is damage.
I don't know.
Why did he go backwards?
Why?
What? All right, the mysteries of Rosalina. Every now and then you get one of those
that wasn't
interactions.
supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That really did not feel like it was supposed to happen at all. It was probably some sort of combined knockback angle shenanigans, but you know what? Dash attack is going to be able to close it up. So 6am finally getting one stock to their name. But you know, with Revenge on deck, Incineroar can make just about anything happen.
He can. The problem is that you might have Revenge, but you have to make something work. And look at Dabuz just seeding space, tossing out a couple projectiles. And where is the opportunity for 6am? It feels like the second that he gets in, he's already landing into hitboxes for Dabuz.
Just controlling the ledge, being so patient. Dabuz had the right idea, but ultimate and dash grabs, not really amazing in this game. So Dabuz just slightly missing that.
Neutral air, up air conversion again. How do you get down? Great avoidance of the up B right there. Dabuz trying his best to claim space, but
using up B to land, I just feel is honestly something that is making this matchup just slightly more doable for 6am. That side B is going to be a good amount of damage onto the board, getting a forwarder, and now Dabuz with no double jump, but you can just fade back so easily against Incineroar.
Look at that though, 93%, no Revenge. It looked like 6am was going to get an early stock away from Dabuz, but no such luck. No Luma here, so Dabuz not pressed to go in. Great up smash by 6am, just missing ever so slightly, trying to get Dabuz jumping in on him. No, he dropped shield.
Yeah.
That's so
There's so little that you can do in that position as well. If that is happening to shield, you could try to wait out all the hits and then try to maybe up B past the Luma. Because if you go in, you end up rolling right into Rosalina's jab. If you spot dodge, the jab is still there. So
I think he was trying to drop shield and then use those neutral B invulnerable arms to smack Luma away, but it might be a quick move, frame 5 I believe, but not fast enough to sneak in between Luma's jabs.
That just looked tough.
Yeah.
That looked like Rosalina and Incineroar, man. Like, there's no way around it. This matchup is not good. So, you have to be really creative. You have to really try to find different ways to try to severely outplay your opponent here. I feel like one of the biggest issues for 6am was the fact that they were not able to get their stocks in the corner when they did have the buzz at the ledge. And that's difficult, right? Because you're fighting against such a seasoned, such an experienced player who's been around for so long, who has like such a good understanding of your options. You just need to make slight adjustments. You have to throw other things into the mix.
Agreed, and you have to also be incredibly aware of what Luma's positioning is. I think the reason why Incin got knocked the opposite direction is because Luma was actually facing away from the stage. Dabuz kind of did a lunar landing, which mixed up the direction Luma was facing. That knocks you away. You have to be aware of that. You have to be aware when Luma is jabbing your shield. Luma's hitboxes are stronger than Rosa's, so maybe try to drop shield, roll in, and just accept that you might get clipped by Rosa, because, I mean, anything but the Star Child. That character's the one that actually does the knockback.
Yeah, there's like an element of like just like analyzing what is the way that I will actually live. I can take as much damage as you like, but how can I live? That's going to be the ultimate goal at the end of the day. So, and also a stage like Battlefield, not that good of a choice because the platforms are like so boxed in. In an inverted layout like Town and City, a little bit wider, you will just be able to jump in a little bit easier as in Sin.
Agreed. Definitely a stage that favored Dabuz a little bit here, but we'll have to see what Town and City yields. Good trade.
Can you get a good stage for Incineroar? You'll have to deal with, oh, this is really good for Rosa. Like, this is like pretty good.
The smaller stages are probably a little bit better for this character. Rosa loves to have open space to be able to like use that verticality, so I'm not surprised if something like Smashville's banned.
Yeah.
Just look at the shield pressure for free right there on Luma. You want to go ahead and touch my character?
I love the attempt from Dabuz, almost converting off of the Luma up tilt to try to get like a back kill out of it. I like the idea, but just slightly dropping the execution on it.
6am doing a much better job this time, though, spacing with that forward air. Perhaps one of Incineroar's longest reaching aerials in front of him. It can trade with a lot of Rose's multi-hits, and it can smack away that Luma. Good edge trap situation, but you know that Dabuz has the techs in that spot.
Even from across the stage, you gotta remember just how narrow Town and City like horizontal blast zones are, how powerful side B is, especially with how it like scales with percent too. Because it's like, oh, this is not killing, and then all of a sudden you're gone.
That platform actually changes this matchup quite a bit. 6am was getting trapped at edge a lot, but when the platform is in that position where it's just above the edge, it gives him a spot where he can jump to, and Dabuz has a hard commit if he wants to cover it.
Having just one more viable option like that from the ledge is going to be so big, but now on a flat layout, what do you actually do here? Drop down, double jump, revenge, and falling out of the jab? Oh my goodness.
But Luma, what can you do when it's 2v1, when the homies got your back? You can knock Rosa away, but you have to be prepared for an aggressive hitbox immediately thereafter.
I feel like 6am is doing a lot better job of this game, just especially like keeping Dabuz in the corner. Also going for like a lot of side B commitments, and I don't hate them because even if he does whiff them, he's not even getting that punished for it.
That back throw very nearly killed too. You talked about the horizontal blast zone, Stara. I mean, at this point, we're looking at kill percent at less than 100 if any kind of rage is on 6am.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Instead you just gotta always be careful for like the things that you know will kill you at like deceptively low percents and avoid those. But wow, what a back hill! Getting behind Dabuz, up and around him is gonna be able to land, and we have a pretty confident lead. I was stalling. I didn't know if he died.
We want to make sure that he actually survives happily. Goes for the down air, really aggressive, but only hitting Luma. Rosa escapes scot-free. Now 112% solid rage here on this Incin, but I don't think we're going to have to wait too long to get Luma back here. Neutral air not going to disrupt it either.
That's neutral beat was really, really good, but you know it does put you in so much lag. Sometimes you can't tunnel vision into trying to hit Luma away, and Rosalina is just still there ready to whiff punish you. So you have to be careful to go for low commitment options. He almost paid very dearly for that neutral beat.
So that's 2 or 3 times in a row now where 6am gets spiked with the down air, and then he doesn't actually tech, pops back up with an aggressive hitbox. I'm curious if he's doing that on purpose.
I mean, at this point, it's worked out pretty well for him, so I would have to guess so.
All right, great up B right there. Gets rid of Luma and knocks Rosa to the corner. Can you get a 2-frame? No, down tilt missing. Jumping from edge to bars, and he gets the back air. 6am not going to kill, though.
Yeah, no, Dabuz had excellent DI there, but this time just drifting right into the forward air, stuck at a really, really nasty position, honestly. No Luma on deck. You really don't want to go low just in case, you know, he decides to drop down with like a neutral B. I believe at that point it also would have been like untackable. Yeah, it's kind of like a 50-50, right? Like you air dodge there or you don't. And if you don't air dodge, sometimes, you know, they try to also delay it. So very little that Dabuz could do.
So that was a heck of a turnaround too. On Battlefield, it felt like Dabuz was in full control, but a little change of scenery, and all of a sudden 6 a.m. came alive game 2. Now, Dar, what type of a state pick do you think we're going to see here? Where can Dabuz maximize the situation?
Well, they went PS2. Yeah, honestly, I hear people clapping. Honestly, this feels like it could be pretty okay for Incineroar for the same reasons that it went pretty okay on Town City. Also, I would like to note, 6 a.m. has a clock around his neck.
Just so you know what time it is.
Just so that you know what time it is. Listen, he goes all the way in with his tag. I love it.
But with Dabuz,
do you want to know the backstory to his tag?
Sure.
He stood in line for the release of Brawl from 6 a.m. to midnight. That's it. That's the origin story of it.
Commitment right there. But it's a bit of a change over now for Game 3. Dabuz switching over to Min on this stage, and we talked a little bit before the match started how this matchup can be incredibly difficult. And I'm not surprised to see the change over in a pressure situation.
Yeah. So we saw 6 a.m. struggle to get in before. How do you struggle? Well, excuse me. How do you successfully get in at this point? I feel like Min can just successfully put out constant hitboxes, catching your jumps, catching your dashes, catching your landings, and then when you try to dash and shield, thinking you're safe, he grabs you.
Now we've got the Empowered Dragon right. Are we going to actually? No, can't get the 2-frame, can't get the 2-frame again, twice in a row. Dabuz missing. Great revenge right there. So 6 a.m. has one strong hit, uses it, but can't make anything more out of it. It feels like 6 a.m. gets in, gets one hit, a little minute amount of percent, but look at the differential here between the two.
Well, how often he is getting revenge, honestly, I would be okay with taking these hits because now Dabuz is quite literally at death percent, but so is 6 a.m. At some point, he will neutral get up into Megawatt and just meet you.
Now, ledge pressure situation, revenge on deck. Can't get the down tilt and the up smash. I think he tried to go ahead and predict that Dabuz was going to roll in after a roll get up. A hard commit right there, not paying off.
He's been getting all these revenges, but he's never actually getting that big of an opportunity to execute them. So he just needs to find a way to be able to get in.
Look at that, like he had the opportunity right there to just get a grab or a weaker punish or something like down tilt. Decided to go for it all. Yeah. A bit too aggressive right here by 6 a.m. But I do love the up he uses. He feels like he is tricking Dabuz when it comes to the timing on those 2-frame attempts.
But look how Dabuz is now starting to trick him a little bit with his own empty hops. He is now baiting out these revenges. He's seeing if he can get a whip punish out in time. Just, you know, going at an empty jump here and there can just cause your opponent to go out a defensive option just by pure muscle memory.
Down tilt into neutral air. That is a true set up right there for 6 a.m. So not allowing the game to go too far away from it. Can he get back center stage? He can, but force the edge again. Revenge stacks, 3 revenge stacks.
Uh-oh. If I'm Dabuz, I'm terrified. I'm quaking. One side B, that's all it takes, but he's just keeping him away so well.
Now, you can have as many revenge stacks as you want. You still have to make it in, and Dabuz, an absolute iron wall right here. 6 a.m. unable to make a dent.
Yeah, and that's where you see, like, once again, like, Dabuz targeting to bait out those revenges. 6 a.m. is throwing them out so preemptively, which you kind of have to do. You have to guess when it comes to Min.
Very true right now, forced update, but 6 a.m. commits really early with that fall off neutral B. It would have been good if Dabuz went low, but you have to kind of wait to see what Min's going to do. She is not forced into picking an option that quickly.
Oh, up big right into the arms as well. Just interacting with it, going to be able to just win that interaction overall. Dashing and shielding, being so patient with his own approach.
Like he knows that Dabuz is going to toss out hits, and you're getting revenge off of that, but then Dabuz just tosses out a second attack in a row, and 6 a.m. just has no response. It feels like he's spot dodging a lot, he's using revenge a lot, and Dabuz is just hitting twice.
Ooh, he does have double jump still. And
doesn't matter though.
Yeah. At some point, therein lies the biggest issue playing Super Boo, right? It's like, oh, you think, you know, like this is doable, you'll be able to break in a little bit of space, you're getting closer and closer, and then it hits you. This character is bad. Their recovery is not good. You ever like fight again and you're like, wow, why